Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you've never been here before, thank you for stopping by. And if you have been here before and decided to stop back by, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate it. So, guess what season it is here in the city of New Orleans, once known as the territory of Orleans. It is Mardi Gras season. So everywhere else it's just Friday. Here it is the Friday before Mardi Gras. And so I realized that it is also Black History Month, and it is February 28th. And I have not spoken or said anything about Black History Month. So it is the last day of February, but let's talk about it a little bit. So I was going to do this as one big video, but I think I'm going to do this as two separate videos. Um, there's so much to cover, and again, I kind of knew what I was going to talk about, but I think as I'm the wheels are clicking, we're going to do this in two separate videos. So stay tuned. There'll be another video in said headpiece talking about a very special New Orleanian who is a very important part of mentioning Black History Month. But let's talk a little bit about Carnival season, what it is, what it isn't, because at the end of the day, Black history is still American history. So here we are. It is the Friday before Mardi Gras Day. But Mardi Gras, Carnival, what's the deal? And to be fair, it can get very confusing because a lot of times we do use the terms interchangeably here. But let me break it down. Carnival is a season, Mardi Gras is a day. It's like saying Christmas, holiday season, Christmas season. But Christmas is a specific day. Now, Christmas is always going to be on the 25th, no matter what day of the week it is, it's always going to be on the 25th of the calendar. Mardi Gras moves. Carnival season, though, always starts on the 12th night. The 12th night after what? Christmas. There's not a whole lot in this city that can't somehow be drawn back to Catholicism. So whether you're a practicing Catholic, a Catholic in recovery, an atheist, whatever, it's so interwoven into the city, the history of the city, the fabric of our city. And with Carnival, it is no exception. So the 12th night after Christmas in Catholicism is known as the Feast of the Epiphany, the day that the wise men brought gifts to the baby Jesus. And so I hate that movie because I can't say that man's name without the baby Jesus. So the gifts that were brought by the Magi to the Christ child were brought on January 6th, 12th night. On that night is the commencement of, this is when Carnival season begins. So it's weeks and weeks and weeks that leads up to another Catholic holiday, Ash Wednesday. So from Feast of the Epiphany, which is always going to be January 6th, until the day before, the Tuesday prior to Ash Wednesday. So Mardi Gras translates to Fat Tuesday. Essentially, this is get your partying out, party like a rock star, do your thing because we are good Catholics. And on Ash Wednesday, dandada, Ash Wednesday, we're going to Mass, we're getting our ashes, which is essentially memento mori. It's remember from dust you became and to dust you shall return, is literally what the priest says as he puts ashes on your forehead to remind you of it's a finite experience here in this mortal coil. So the first parade that goes out on January 6th is the crew of Joan of Arc. And let me see. I don't. Oh, I do have something I can reach and show you guys on one of my altars here from crew of Joan of Arc this year. And so the parade for Joan of Arc, and every parade has its own throws. There's all kinds of riders, and they make their own throws, and you get the beads and everything. But then individual crews will have their own specific coveted item of a throw that they might have. This is something that one of my really dear friends, Caitlin, made for Crew of Joan of Arc, and it's a beautiful bracelet. No, I don't know if Caitlin made this one. Somebody, no, I got this from going to the parade on January 6th with a prayer card for Joan of Arc and a beaded necklace, and there is a cross on it with the portrait of Joan of Arc and prayer and information to the back. So that is the first parade that happens to say, and here we go. Buckle up, guys. It's going to be a couple of months here, starting off with Joan of Arc. The reason why, it was her birthday. She was born on Feast of the Epiphany in 12, let's see if I can see on here, 1412. She was born on Feast of the Epiphany. And yes, January 6th, 1412. And so, again, a patron saint in Catholicism, her birthday, she happened to be born on Feast of the Epiphany, and she went on to lead an extraordinary life, have visions, called by God, led the French to unbelievable victory, but was still burned at the stake as a heretic and a witch because, well, sometimes as human beings, we just seem to continuously repeat the same patterns and cycles. We're not going to go down the rabbit hole of patriarchy today, because today it is, at this moment, those things are happening and those things definitely need to be discussed. But we're not going to go down the political rabbit hole tonight. So Joan of Arc begins, and her parade is the beginning of Carnival season. And then little by little, so that's where the different Mardi Gras crews, of which there are, God knows, scores, I don't know, maybe hundreds, but scores and scores of individual crews, which are groups. And crew is spelled with a K, Krewe. And the different crews have whatever their theme is that they, there's crew of Tux, crew of Muses, crew of Poseidon, crew of Selene, crew of Joan of Arc, crew of Red Beans, crew of Chewbacca's. Like, there's so many Mardi Gras crews where people will decorate floats or their own costumes. Some are walking parades where individual groups will walk. Some have the huge, big, beautiful floats. But it is just such a wonderful, good time. And it all leads up until Fat Tuesday, which will happen in the next 5 days. Because again, Ash Wednesday is when everything ceases down here. So you get all your partying out, and then you're a good Catholic and you go to church. The reason why it's moving, and people are saying, well, why does Mardi Gras Day change? Why isn't it always the same day? Because if you can find a religious holiday, it can almost always, as far as I can think of right now, it can be always be brought back to a pagan holiday. It moves with Easter. So it's a rolling calendar. So Easter is based on a lunar calendar. So with the cycles of the moon, and that's why Easter changes. So if we're looking at Easter Sunday and then the 40 days of Lent in Catholicism, Ash Wednesday to Easter Sunday, that's based on the lunar calendar. It moves, hence Mardi Gras Day moves. So we are knee deep in Carnival season. It is full tilt boogie right now. And I wasn't going to participate this year. Just a lot of reasons I wasn't going to participate this year, but some friends are in town. Jackie and Allie, y'all are in town from Seattle. And they were like, come on out. So I'm going to meet up with them and we're going to hang out for some cocktails and fun. I'm not going to any of the parades tonight. I might go to a parade maybe tomorrow. We'll see. If I do, I will get footage and share it here with you guys. If I go tonight and we go to listen to any live music and I'm able to, I will try to get some cool footage for live music. So if you see it, it happened. If you don't, it didn't. But hence the headpiece, and this was my second headpiece I ever made. I made this maybe like I made this in 2020. Yes, I made this in 2020, and we all know what happened in 2020. Little did we know when I was making this headpiece. But yeah, this is my first headpiece, and decorated on front and back. And so it is to honor the goddess, the spirit, the Orisha, Oshun, and she is one of the spirits in Lukumi, Santeria. But she has her own crew here as well. She has her own huge parade that was last Saturday. So I went there with my dear friend Stacey Williams. You might have seen the interview that we did on each other's channels. She is the creator of the Rhythm and Soul Tarot. And so we went to Oshun last weekend, but I'm wearing my Oshun headpiece today because it's Mardi Gras season. So people, there's all kinds of beautiful costumes of every kind and so much creativity. And um, I had my orange discs from, these were from my Yule celebration. So these were on my Christmas tree, Yule tree, Christmas tree. And I dehydrated oranges and put them on. And I had some hanging from some of my mantel pieces in my house. And I realized, oh my God, you've got earrings. So Oshun, one thing that is maybe quintessential to her is oranges. So we are in Oshun mode. She is the spirit of the river and the mighty Mississippi River that runs here, right here in the city, is a place where we oftentimes do go and honor the spirit of Oshun. Many people go there for blessings, to cast their worries and to cast their prayers for her to carry them, to forget the waters moving, get things flowing. And Oshun is about laughter and happiness and joy and music and song and creativity and joy. And, one of the reasons is because just with everything that's happening in society, I just was not in the mood for Mardi Gras. Everything that's happening, I, I just wasn't. And I'm really even realizing as I'm saying this right now, and this is why this is what Oshun is all about. Because she's known so much sadness, because she's known so much grief, because she's cried so many tears. And the patikis, or stories that are associated with her, are oftentimes to remind us about embracing and living life to the fullest and experiencing, and that's a part of the human condition that is so important because it's fortifying ourselves with happiness and lightness of spirit and music and song and dancing and art and beauty. That's what fuels our souls to get through the contrast, the times of heaviness and fear and sorrow and grief and anger. Oshun has many, many sides. So she's not always the sweet hummingbird. Sometimes she is the vulture. But my friends are in town. It's carnival season. It's Mardi Gras. And so here I am in my headpiece, and I'm going to go meet up with my friends and hopefully have a really good night of merriment and fun. So if you ever find yourselves down here in New Orleans, it is something that it's a bucket list thing. As a former flight attendant, it's so many people that this was their bucket list. I mean, I have brought people from all over the world, Japan, Germany, France, all over the world to come to this city to celebrate the unbelievable parades and music and laughter and joy and fellowship and community and artistry that happens as a result of carnival season. So until the next video, I will send you guys all the Mardi Gras hugs and love, and remind yourself, put a little honey on your tongue so that you don't get too bitter. Don't let be consumed by all of that. Embrace music and laughter. Maybe put on some music in your kitchen and have a dance party at home. Go out with your friends, maybe have friends over. But remember to balance out what's happening with happiness and joy and laughter. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm realizing now that I might have been talking a little too fast in the beginning, so I hope that I hope I don't sound like I'm just looking at the clock knowing that I have to go meet my friends. But I wanted to get this out for you guys, and I do have another video that's going to follow behind this one. So until the next video, happy Mardi Gras, everybody.